Hey guys, it's YXBoy here for a deck profile. Today I'm going to be doing not Grand Blue, but Great Nature. This is your best starting Vanguard, really. He does the Pioneering effect, and whenever he's the rear guard, you have the act of counterblasting 2 and choosing one of your Great Nature rear guards, and they gain a plus 4,000 at the end of that turn. They are retired. That is the main effect of Great Nature. They give each other the plus 4,000, and then that unit will retire. I'll touch on more of that effect later. It seems kind of bad, but really it's good in this deck. So then I'll do the triggers. I have 8 stand triggers. Isn't he cute? And I'll tell you a little bit more about why I run 8 stands later. And then 4 draw and 4 heal, of course, because not a lot of draw feed in Great Nature, and heal, of course. Then let's start off with the grade 3s. For my main grade 3 is School Hunter Leoplaid. And sorry for the messy room. But School Hunter Leoplaid, yeah. He's a 10k, and he has Limit Break, and his effect is Counterblast 1 during the end phase of that turn. When one of your Great Nature rear guards is put into the drop zone, you pay the cost, and you return that card to an open rear guard circle. So, when you give someone this effect, and that card goes to the drop zone, you just counterblast 1, and you gain him back. And also, he actually has that same effect, but it's only whenever he hits a Vanguard, then he can give a rear guard the plus 4,000 and retire till at the end of the turn. I would run 4, but I don't have 4 copies of them, so that's just like my 4th one. And then my kind of other main Vanguard slash rear guard grade 3 is the Magnet Crocodile. Vanguard or rear guard, whenever this unit attacks a Vanguard, it gets plus 2,000. On its own, it still won't hit a cross ride, but it's still pretty good. So if it gets like a boost or anything, it'll hit. And then for my grade 2s, I have Binoculus Tiger. What he does is kind of the same thing as School Hunter Leoplaid. He's grade 2, he's 9k, and on Vanguard or rear guard, whenever his attack hits a Vanguard, he does the same thing. He chooses a rear guard unit, and it gets a plus 4,000, and they'll retire at the end of the turn. I would run 4. I only have 2 though, as you can see. And then this is where my builds usually get different. I always seem to run the Superior Interceptors. With a boost behind them, they can still hit stuff, and they're still pretty annoying. Like Silent Toms, I'm pretty sure they're only an 8k. So they can still go after like a Silent Tom without a boost and be annoying. And basically you want to be ready for their attack too, if you know you don't have any strong attack this turn. So you lay that down, try to annoy them with attacking with these, and then yeah, you can also do the 4k ability and then bring him back. That's always fun. And yeah. Oh, and whenever they come back standing. But since it's the end phase, you're not attacking again, but it does kind of help if you have that one Mecha Colony player that all the effects say, like, if all your opponent's cards are tapped, blah blah blah, they gain a bunch of crap. Yeah. But my other grade 2s are 3 of the vanilla 10K, the Panda, and I just run 1 of the conditional 11K, because his condition is kind of odd. What he does, Vanguard or Rearguard, whenever the unit attacks, whenever this unit attacks, if there's 2 face-up damage cards on your opponent's field, then he has the, he's at 11K. But that's only for whenever this unit attacks. So it's pretty good, but it's kind of odd, like, whenever you're facing, like, a high counterblast clan, like Kagero or so forth, you won't really have a good shot at using that. So I only run 1, and I mean, if you don't want to use him, he's also 5K shield. Yeah. So grade 1s, I like to run Pencil Squire Hamske. He has a really cool effect. During the end phase, whenever this unit goes to the drop zone from rearguard, you can counterblast 1 and search out your deck for another one of him. So he's a deck thinning card, and also he kind of swarms the field at the end of the turn. So I think in the show they showed it too, like how they gave the plus 4,000 to make him a 10K boost, and then he goes away at the end of the turn, but then you counterblast for his effect, and then he comes back and also searches out another one of him. So he's a good card. I run 4. If you don't run, I say if you don't run 4, then probably shouldn't run him. I mean, maybe 3, but there's no sense of running 1 or 2. And then my other grade 1s, I run the 3 of the 8K vanilla, and then I run 2 Binoculus Tigers. He does kind of the same effect as Binoculus Tiger and School Hunter. Whenever he hits a Vanguard, choose one of your rearguards and blah 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 blah. That doesn't work whenever he boosts. That's why I'm only running 2, so mainly for like early game kind of things. But other than that, you wouldn't really use him other than like a boost. But the effect doesn't go off whenever he boosts, so you're only boosting for 7K. So it's still okay. So you can use him like as early game for his effect and late game for a 7K boost. And then the Stamp Sea Otter. Whenever he came out, I thought he was like amazing. And I see decks where, yeah, he is amazing, but most of the time, it's really, I don't know, it's better to use the effects on like guys like Hamske and stuff. But what his effect is, if you have a Great Nature Vanguard, this unit can't be retired by other card effects. So you can give him the +4 and he won't go away at the end of the turn. So really the only thing I usually do with him is stick him, if I draw into him or something, I would stick him where like maybe the Vanguard, so I know I will be getting a boost or whatever for that turn. And then the other grade 1s are 4 of the Perfect Guards, Null Guards, Sentinels, whatever. And then I do run IntelliMouse. I think this is a good card. He's a grade 0. He's a 10K shield, but he only boosts for 4. I don't really use him as a boost. But in this deck, if you want to use him as a boost, you can by adding plus 4K to someone. But I mainly use him as a tech card. I'll usually have 2 rows, like my Vanguard row and then 1 Rearguard row, and then the other row I'll probably put him in just to use as like a tech kind of row. His effect is it's act, so you can kind of activate it at any time, except for the attacking stuff, of course. Tap this unit, and you can choose any unit to get plus 4,000 and retire until the end of the turn. So he's a good push for game and kind of like an annoying card that your opponents have to deal with. And if you don't use him as that, he can be a 10k shield. So yeah, in my book he's good. And so the reason why I run stands, the effects will go off, like giving plus 4,000 to all your guys or whatever guy you choose, and it says it retires until at the end of the turn. So your guys still have the plus 4,000 on them whenever the drive check happens. So you can really screw with your opponents by spreading out the effects, by standing and then adding the plus 5,000 from the triggers, to really get rid of their hands. Like if you spread these out, this deck can be really dangerous. It kind of rushes your opponent each turn if you do it right, and it's really good. I think Great Nature is like a very like strategy-based deck, rather than kind of those like auto play decks like gold or gold paladins and stuff like that. I mean, there are builds for gold paladins that you can do whatever, but yeah. So this is my Great Nature deck. I am looking for these guys. So if you have them, I would be interested. You can check out my trade binder. I'll put a link somewhere like over here or something to that video. But yeah, Great Nature. Yay, animals.